Welcome back to the Coffee Crime Club. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Ariane, and we're just two corporate girls who love a good latte and a wild true crime story.
So clock out, pour up, and let's get into some questionable behavior that definitely didn't happen at work.
Definitely not. Cheers. All
Cheers.
right, so today we are drinking La La Land. La La Land, y'all might as well sponsor us.
Might as well.
But today I have a banana cream top latte, which is essentially like a regular latte with like brown sugar inside, and then a banana cream top. I love it. Sydney hates bananas.
Hate bananas.
So
My God, I hate bananas. I
what you
think I
got?
liked bananas as a baby, but not anymore. I ordered the lavender bloom latte. However, this is not lavender bloom. This is matcha, which is poisonous to me. I'm low-key allergic.
Mind you, you don't even really like matcha.
I don't like matcha at all, guys. But that's neither here nor there.
They
I'm
said
still
you
gonna
finna
sip
like it.
on it.
They said you finna like it today.
They said I'm going to drink this today. All right.
All right, now let's get right into this case because this next story is unsettling, frustrating, and honestly, it is really upsetting, especially as a woman. What if I tell you part of this crime was influenced by everybody's favorite hit Netflix show, You? So, what started as a normal college interaction kind of turned into years of fear, not even kind of, turned into years of fear, terror, and control for 13 years straight. This is one of those cases where you have to ask, how did this even go on for so long?
To piggyback off of what Ariana is saying, this case is very triggering, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's start from the tippity top. Samantha Stites was born in 1992. However, when the story takes place is at around 2011. She's about 18, 19, and she's a freshman in college at Grand Valley State. This really matters because she's fresh out of high school, she's young, she's bright-eyed, she's bushy-tailed, all the things that you are when you just graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
By all accounts, she was kind, she was responsible, she was involved, she was social, and she was well liked. Her being social and well liked led her to join a Christian campus group
Mm-hmm.
where she ended up meeting a young man by the name of Christopher Thomas. At first, he appeared friendly, safe, a little socially awkward, but nonetheless, just a regular guy.
Yeah. And by the time he met Samantha in 2011, he was around 24, 25. So I think that this is important to know because I really do feel like that age gap matters. Somebody who's fresh into the world, just experiencing life, going to college versus somebody who has graduated college, has been in the world for a while. Like, that's a pretty big age gap. It's like 6, 7 years.
Yeah, and why is he like hanging around college freshmen at the age of 25?
Right. And now I'm kind of thinking like, what was the criteria to get into this Christian campus
Did you
group?
just have to be Christian on a campus?
I mean, and I guess I don't see anything wrong with that because they assume everybody who's coming there has good intentions and to learn about the Lord. So I don't know. Nonetheless, a few days after they meet, Thomas begins messaging her on Facebook. And when I say Thomas, I mean Christopher Thomas. He begins messaging her on Facebook and he was sending her messages saying that he was talking to God about her and he was kind of really using the religious angle. Yeah. And when I say he was messaging her, he was like beating her DMs down. Like he was not letting them rest. He was asking her all the time if she wanted to hang out, if she was free, if she would go to a game with him. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ladies, think about that one guy or that many men that are in your DMs right now that have been talking to themselves for 5 years straight. Hey, what you doing? Hey, he was one of those. And for if any men are listening right now and that's you, please stop. It is harassment. Just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna end that there. So I just want to emphasize the fact that she's declining his advances, but
Mm-hmm.
she's doing it politely. Hey, no, stop. But she wasn't sending mixed signals. She wasn't flirting. She was setting her boundaries. I do not want to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was definitely being firm in her no. She definitely was being polite as far as like, no, I have things to do, but nonetheless, no is no. And if she wasn't interested, she wasn't interested.
Yeah.
And as a grown man, 6, 7 years older, he's 25. He was not taking no for an answer, and he refused to accept it. So he just constantly kept hitting her up, hitting her up.
Yeah, he was dismissing her boundaries, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important to note that early stalking behavior sometimes is reframed as romance, where persistent people think that being persistent is going to get them what they want. But I feel like if somebody is saying, "Hey, no, I'm not interested in you," you keep being persistent, that's when it goes into harassment. It's not like
Yeah.
you're applying pressure. You are harassing them. Please stop.
Yeah. And I think there's a big, not I think, there is a big difference between applying
Hmm.
pressure and harassment. Like, applying pressure is when both parties are interested and you're kind of just going above and beyond or taking that extra step to show
Right.
somebody, like, I'm really interested in you. If that person has already stated they're not interested and you just keep constantly reaching out thinking you being persistent, they'll change their mind or they'll know the real you eventually,
Hmm.
that is harassment.
That is harassment.
Yeah.
Also, want to note that in this situation, Samantha was trying to manage his emotions.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's something that women run into a lot when we're trying to reject men. You're trying to control his emotions, try not to hurt his feelings, trying to tiptoe around how he feels, instead of the men being taught restraint and being taught that no means no.
Yeah. No, I definitely do agree with that.
Hmm.
But after the rejections, Christopher does not back off. Actually, he starts to escalate things. Instead of leaving her alone completely after she stated she's not interested, he starts showing up to everywhere that she is at, including her job, outings with her friends, just large gatherings. He starts showing up to every place that she is at. And he's tracking her movements, but not with the GPS. He's tracking them off of observation and proximity. So when I say that, I mean, like, he's literally waking up, seeing when she's coming out of her college apartment, following her to every single destination she goes to, and then is just staring at her
Just staring at her,
across the room.
not even saying anything,
Yeah.
just staring. So her friends don't think she's taking this serious enough. They're urging her, hey, you need to do something about this. But she thinks he's harmless for the most part. Once again, just think back to that creepy guy in your DMs. You don't actually
Mhm.
think he's going to do anything. You just think he's creepy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very true. So after this, and after she graduates, she moves back to her hometown, Elk Rapids, after graduation, and thought that the stalking would stop now that she had moved back home. But he started messaging Samantha again, and her friends just laughed it off this time. I'm assuming they laughed it off because they're in a completely different state. What can he do from a different state? Like, they're just like, oh, he's a creepy, weird guy. He's still messaging you after school.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's really taking it serious at this point. But then Samantha applied to an internship in Kansas City and she got it. And she was just so excited to embark on this new journey in her life. When 2 days before she was headed off to her internship, she notices a red motorcycle following her. So after she noticed the red motorcycle following her, they stopped, and guess who gets off the motorcycle? It is Christopher, and he's telling her, hey, I actually got accepted into the same internship as you. Can you give me a ride?
Can you give me a ride to where?
Mind you, this means he has still been stalking her the whole time, because how did he even know
How did you know
how
I
did he
got
know she was
accepted?
applying to an internship?
How did you find me on this motorcycle? I'm looking like what? I have so many questions.
Right.
So
But
this was the straw that eventually broke the camel's
but
back.
before you say that, that wasn't even the only thing. She was so infuriated.
Don't start. Yep, please don't.
I need to go to the doctor and eat my blueberries, y'all. My vocabulary is just falling off. But anyway, she was so mad. Okay, no. She was so mad that she went back and told her friends, and she was talking to them about Christopher, and then one of her friends was like, I saw him coming out your apartment earlier as well.
Mm,
So, yeah.
yeah. Wow. So imagine someone sees someone coming out your apartment and it happens to be the same guy that's been messaging you for the past 3 years. So this was the straw that really broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
After 3 years of stalking, she finally applies for the personal protection order. So, just to be clear, for those of you who don't know, a personal protection order, also known as a restraining order, is a court order designed to protect someone from abuse, threats, harassment, or stalking by ordering the abuser to stay away, stop contact, and potentially surrender weapons. So the judge grants this PPO within 24 hours. He said he'd never seen a stalking case as severe as this.
Mm.
He puts the PPO length at 6 years. He also said, like, that's the longest PPO he's ever given. So this is not handed out casually. This is a big deal.
Yeah, so if he felt the need to put the PPO on for 6 years, clearly the evidence provided was substantial and he really feared for her safety as well. So I would fear for my safety as well. If this has been 3 years and this wasn't only in school, but then you followed me to my hometown as well. So this has been 3 years,
Mm.
and it finally took the system to say, okay, maybe this is serious. Let's put the PPO out.
So during the PPO period, Samantha, she's living in bliss. She's living in bliss and she ain't thinking about Chris. All right.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to Kansas City to complete her internship and then she goes on to graduate school. She's building her life, her education, her career, her independence. She's trying to put that dark chapter of that creepy guy behind her. However, in the meantime, in the shadows, unbeknownst to her, the fixation is not disappearing. He's stalking her online, of course, because that is easy to do. And he's actually interacting with her online through a persona by the name of Sarah Motts on her personal blog. And she doesn't realize it's him. So she's interacting back with this Sarah Motts person, thinking, oh, look, like I have somebody who's interested in my life. Whole time it's him.
Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward to 2020. She moves back to Michigan after a few tough years in which her mother and her grandmother had passed away. And then on September 18th, 2020, the PPO expires automatically. There's no hearing, no review, no reassessment, no safety check in. Once the PPO has served its time, it's then lifted, and that's pretty much the end of it.
In my opinion, that's really a system failure. Like, why is there no automatic check in for
Mm-hmm.
reinstatement? 6 years, that was a long length of time, but stalkers they're obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
So they can wait. They can wait, wait, wait. And, that can span way past whatever the protection period is. So, like I said, I feel like that's a little bit of a system failure. Shortly after the PPO ends, she goes to soccer one day and she looks up and guess who it is? After 6 years, the ghost of Christmas past, Chris is standing there at her soccer league. She's shocked when she sees him, but she's hopeful, like, okay, maybe he's changed. It's been 6 years. Maybe he just happened to move in the town that I live and at my soccer league. But it's been 6 years. So maybe.
Yeah, that's actually insane. He started up as soon as the PPO was lifted, so in my opinion, it's like clearly there was no change made. It's a calculated reentry to kind of get back into her life. I just kind of wonder what his thought process was. Like, was he thinking he shows up and she's gonna be thinking, you know, maybe he's a changed man.
I mean,
Maybe,
she
maybe
did think that
she
at
did,
first.
like she did.
So,
I want to know what his thought process was.
right.
Cause did you think she was gonna talk to you immediately or
Hey,
what?
maybe, shoot or shoot. But so after she sees him at the soccer field, then she starts seeing him everywhere at the grocery store, at her gym. Like, what's up with him? He's just popping up.
Yeah. So you might wonder, like, she's starting to notice him popping up everywhere that she's at. Why didn't she file another PPO? But she didn't immediately file another PPO because she didn't feel like she had enough evidence. And remember, when she filed the first one, she had substantial evidence, which was why she was able to get granted that first PPO. But she just had a gut feeling that she didn't have enough evidence this time around. So this continues for 2 entire years, and everyone around her is noticing it. Her friends, everybody is noticing. Basically, he's everywhere that they go. And Samantha becomes increasingly frustrated and tries to ignore him. But one night, her and her friend are out at a pride event at a local bar when they see Christopher inside the bar. And obviously, everybody questions it because Christopher is not gay and he's never proved to be an ally to that community. So he's literally in the corner just staring and watching them drink a beer. So her and her friend gets so upset and they finally confront him. And then Samantha makes a decision like, I'm going to go and try and get that PPO on him now.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, she was right. The judge denied it, saying that there was a lack of evidence and that they had a complicated relationship, quote unquote.
Complicated relationship. Wow. So, mind you, these two people were never together. Also, I would like to add on the new PPO, she attached the old PPO.
Mm-hmm.
So it showed that he had a history of stalking her and he actually got a court order already. So you would think that it would just automatically go through. Once again, talking about the system, this is now I'm acting like you. The
Systematic.
systemic, the systemic failure here. They're never together. The language of complicated relationship reframes this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
stalking, as if it was just a mutual encounter, just some pals who just weren't really getting along and just like,
Yeah, like there's literally nothing complicated about
there's
it.
nothing
He's
complicated
insane. I don't want
about this
anything to do
man
with it, and
stalking
he's
me
not
since
getting it across his head.
freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So Christopher finds out that she files the petition and that it got denied. At this exact moment is when he starts executing his master plan. He starts building a bunker. CCTV footage shows him shopping at the store Maynard's, and he's spending thousands of dollars to build said bunker. But I kind of wonder, like, was he angry that she tried the protection order again, and that's why he started building the bunker, or was he going to do that anyway?
Yeah, but I kind of also think too, I'm like, maybe he felt like the coast was clear, nobody was watching him, the PPO didn't get granted, so now he can do, what he always wanted to do.
Yeah, like, was this his original? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah. So, fast forward to 3 months later. It's now October 7th, 2022, late at night. Samantha is asleep. She hears a creak outside her door, and before she even has time to react, Christopher leaps on top of her. He
Mm,
chokes her, he ties her up. She immediately knows it's him, by the way.
mm-hmm.
He puts a ball gag in her mouth, he blindfolds her. And this is probably every woman's worst nightmare.
No,
Every woman who
definitely.
lives alone or just whatever, somebody breaking in and attacking you.
Yeah. No,
So I'm
definitely.
imagining the fear that she felt in this situation.
Yeah, so after he blindfolds her and ties her hands up, he forces her into her own car, which adds a twist because imagine being kidnapped in your own car, then taken to a secret location where you have no idea where you're at.
Right. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. So he drives her own car to the soundproof bunker that I was
Hmm.
referring to, that he built inside a storage unit. So, storage units are normally kind of secluded.
Hmm.
It was near the woods. And this was the one that he was spending thousands of dollars at Maynard's making for the past few months. So inside this bunker, you may ask, there's a bed, there's 3 metal rings that are attached to the wall where he was going to attach handcuffs, like holding someone in shackles, and the whole thing is soundproof. He has a bucket for her to relieve herself in. This whole thing is totally inhumane. Christopher also goes on to admit that he's tracked her via GPS for months, possibly years, and had trackers on not just her car, but her friends' cars.
Hmm.
This was the kind of tracker that you have to charge regularly. So he was going around every few weeks to her and her friend's house. They didn't know about it and charging the tracker. So that's also
And
just
when he was
crazy.
telling her this, like, he was saying it with pride.
Like,
Like,
I did all this.
exactly. Insane. But he clearly really thought this through and he planned to fake her death in a kayaking accident. So he took off 2 entire weeks of vacation from his job and he basically was staging an accident to make it look like she had died.
Mm.
So the real question is, like, after this 2 weeks, then what? Was he going to really kill her or was he going to hold her hostage as long as possible? Because if you fake somebody's death, you can't just have
You're not
them
thinking of them.
reappear
And
6 weeks
then,
later,
yeah,
however long. Like,
yeah. Samantha, poor girl, she was a warrior during this time. She uses her social work skills and formulates a plan to try to get him to release her.
mm-hmm,
She starts acting like they're friends, and she's talking to him normally as if he's not holding her hostage in a bunker like the crazy person he is. During some of these convos, he actually reveals a very shocking twist that he got the idea to keep her in the bunker from the hit Netflix TV show You, where Joe Goldberg is keeping his love interests in the
mm-hmm.
glass box and later on goes on to kill them. He also says that he looked into the glass box and he said it wasn't feasible, but he did look into it. He looked into it, y'all.
Isn't that ironic how he's using his common sense to see what's feasible or not, but he didn't,
Common sense.
he still followed through with this crazy crime.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So at a certain point, very, right away, she's trying to negotiate for her freedom and she's promising, hey, I'm not going to tell if you let me go.
Mm-hmm.
This sick man tells her the only way he would let her go is if she were to sleep with him. Samantha is disgusted, of course, and immediately says, no, I'm not doing that. And this makes Chris so upset that he just gets up and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But Samantha's desperate and she really just wants to go. So when he comes back, she does, in fact, agree to sleep with him.
Yeah, so Sam initially thinks, Christopher has never had a romantic relationship. This should be quick and he'll let her go immediately after. However, right before he started assaulting her, he admits to masturbating 12 times a day and lets her know that this could possibly take a while.
How does he even have time for that?
Imagine. Like,
Imagine 12 times a
no, I'm
day.
not imagining 12 times a day. I'm just like, imagine, you're like, this is going to be quick, like, and then he tells you that. Horrifying. Which makes this all the more excruciating. After he finished assaulting her, he remarks, You have no idea how long I've wanted to do that."
Ooh.
And he does hold up his end of the deal and lets her go after 14 hours in captivity, thinking she wouldn't tell, and he drives her to her home.
First of all, I'm so sorry, Samantha, that that happened to you. Second of all, I have words that I cannot say. So when she gets home, she does run to her neighbor's house and she has the neighbor take her to the hospital because she knows that he still has the trackers on her car. He's still watching her.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbor takes her to the hospital, and then within a few hours, the police do find Christopher and arrest him. During his interrogation, this sick man, he denies everything. He just thought it was a little role play gone wrong, just a little BDSM, just a little, yeah, you know. He even appears visually angry that she told on him. Like, he really thought that she was just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to go
Mm-hmm.
home after you just did that to me. Like, so it's crazy because in my mind, he's not understanding the gravity of what he has done. Or even worse, he's too entitled to see it. As we were talking about at the beginning, it's like the taking away of consent because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that's disgusting because him framing it as if this was role play, it's like he's disregarding the whole situation and how he made her feel and her crying during the sex and the assault. Like, that is really disgusting. But after hours of interrogations and just playing plain stupid, he even denies not watching the Netflix show You, even though his Netflix history showed he watched the show repeatedly. When the cops had asked him if he ever watched the show, he actually said he didn't even have a Netflix subscription.
They were like, so if we go into your Netflix
Mind you,
account, Christopher,
that
we're
is
gonna.
literally
He's like,
the easiest
oh,
thing to check.
oh, I've never watched it. And they go on and they see he watched every single season several times. Bro,
Multiple
come on.
times. Yeah, but eventually, after interrogation for just so many hours, he pleads guilty to kidnapping, torture, and aggravated assault.
He was sentenced to 40 to 60 years. The funny thing, not so funny, not so funny thing, the same judge that denied her Samantha's second PPO order was the judge that was assigned to this case.
Mm.
So the judge seemingly rights his wrongs by like giving him a long sentence, but like, does he right his wrongs? Because it was kind of like, why did you deny you know what you get what I'm trying to say.
I don't think there's a way that you can right your wrongs in this situation because something so severe happened to her and then it could have ended in death.
And honestly, I'm pretty sure that was his
Yeah.
master plan. What do you mean you took off 2 weeks and then was going to put her kayak in Lake Michigan?
Right. So the judge was trying to quote unquote right his wrongs by giving him that long sentence. And then he even said that in the event that Chris ever was able to see daylight, that he would be tracked with the lifetime GPS monitoring system if he was released. And that was kind of a jab at Christopher, considering throughout this entire stalking for 13 years, he's been using trackers,
Yeah.
GPS systems
Like, let's
for
see
her
how you like
girlfriend.
it.
Yeah.
So Samantha now, she lives with PTSD, which is very understandable. If you ever watch this, Samantha, I really hope that you are okay. That is very terrible that that has happened to you.
Yeah, but she's gone on to co-found some amazing things to help others in the situation. But she co-founded Beekeepers Advocacy, which is dedicated to protecting victims of stalking, domestic violence, and abduction. The name Beekeepers is actually a play on the fact that he put a bed sheets on the bed in the bunker that had bees on them, which related to her middle name, Beatrice.
I mean, this man was sick.
No, yeah,
Like
he was sick.
it's like he just thought this was like a little playtime. Ladies, please stay safe. Sometimes that person that seems harmless in your DMs actually means real harm. Please stay safe. Stop posting your location. Stop posting everywhere you're going. And cut it off early, I guess. Like, block people. Do what you got to do. Stay strapped up out here because these people are insane. Keep that head on a swivel.
Yeah, heavy on the, stop sharing your location and things like that because stalking is not harmless and everybody may not be as bold as Christopher to make eye contact with you and let you know that they're following you. You just never know who's watching you. You never know who's going to the same places just because you're going to them. So really, really be cautious and like she said, keep your head on a swivel. Yeah.
Well,
But that's all we have for this episode. But like we like to say, keep your coffee strong and your alibi stronger.
See you guys next time. Bye. Clink.